Oh, what a great song. Love that little song. Welcome back, Dreamcast interest havers. I haven't thought of a better way to lead into my videos here, besides Dreamcast interest havers. If you have a better idea about how we can intro the videos, leave it in the comments, and I'll steal it from you and give you no credit. But anyway, welcome Dreamcast interest havers. It's James from GG Dreamcast, and today we're back with Shenmue. This is part 2 of our complete Shenmue playthrough, and we're starting here where we left off in part 1 in Dobuita. It's just become nighttime, and we were just training our moves, and now we're gonna explore the town a little bit, show you a little bit about Dobuita, and then get back to our quest of finding more information on the people who murdered Ryo's dad and then fled through the town. Here we are in the U arcade. We can see some games here, and you can play a lot of these games in this arcade. And now I'm going to ask this proprietor if he saw the black car that fled the scene after the occupants of the car murdered Ryo's dad.
Did you see a black car around here recently?
I see lots of black cars.
It drove through here at high speed.
High speed? Through here? No, I didn't see anything like that.
I see.
What about that car?
It's nothing. I gotta go.
Yeah.
But let's take a look through the arcade. Here we can see on the wall we get some nice assets. Look at these high-res assets. So in the arcade we have people playing games. We've got this jukebox here, which has records in it. 100 yen a song, and
why not play
we've
one?
got a bunch of different songs here. Some of these are from the classic Yu Suzuki racing game Outrun. Some are from Super Hang-On, which you can actually play in this arcade, which is the motorcycle game similar to Outrun. We've got the Space Harrier main theme, and we've got some songs from Shenmue, Antiquity Tree, Flower Girl, etc. And we're going to pick Magical Sound Shower because that is really the only right choice. Okay, here we go. We've got the great Magical Sound Shower playing. These are Ryo's buddies here playing a game down there. You can see they're just hanging out, having fun, doing whatever it is they're doing. I don't know what that game is, but I'm sure, like all of the games in this arcade, it is some kind of SEGA arcade game from the 80s. We've got a darts game here, and there's the Qte Battle, which I think we're going to play soon.
QTE title. One game, 100 yen.
This is like a boxing game where you have to press the buttons at the right time. So before this game starts up and we're bombarded with the chaotic sound effects, I'll tell you this is a game from, I believe, 1989 called Big Title, which was a real boxing game that Sega released in arcades. So as you can see, we just have to press the buttons in time and not make a mistake by pressing the wrong button and not waiting too long to press the button, because that creates the fail state. Like that, and then the game tells you suck, which is extremely rude.
Second try. Ready, go. Final try. Ready, go. You suck.
Brutal.
Hey, not too bad.
Alright, so there's Space Harrier. You can see I sort of breezed by it. There's a hang-on in the corner there, but we're going to be done with the arcade for now. We'll come back in later episodes of this playthrough and show you some more of the games. But for now, let's get back on task, looking for the people who murdered Ryo's dad. Now, I talked a lot in episode 1 of this playthrough about the things that I think make Shenmue a little bit different from a lot of the games of its time and even games today, as far as the tone and sort of the way that it approaches the gameplay and the world, and the way that Shenmue tries to have a realism that a lot of other games of the time didn't have. So I'm not going to talk too much about things like that in this episode of the playthrough. Try to condense this and get through this game quickly without wasting a lot of your time. But let's just have a chat with Tom real quick.
Tom.
Hi, Ryo. I heard about your father. I'm sorry. Have one of my special dogs. It'll perk you up, I bet.
Thanks. I'll have one next time. Anyway, on that day, did anything unusual happen?
No, nothing.
I see. Well, if you remember anything, let me know.
Sure thing, I will.
That was a slightly suspicious
Tom.
no.
Hey, Ryo, keep your chin up, okay? Try my homemade pickles. They're guaranteed to make you happy.
Uh-huh. I'll drop by later.
Tom's got some homemade pickles. Let's take a minute to just appreciate his hair physics. Look at that hair. Look at those physics. Bellwood's drink stand. Let's get a soda or a coffee. Let's see. We'll pick probably a coffee. And every now and then you get a winning can from the vending machines, and it has Shenhua on it, who you don't really see in this game except for the intro cinematic. And oh my god, we won
Great,
the winning
I won.
can. Can you believe it? So I went years playing this game without winning a winning can, and when I finally won it, I was pretty excited. There's not too much to get excited about. The winning can be traded in at any of the convenience stores, the Tomato Marts,
Good.
for a chance at the Tomato Mart raffle, which has a chance of winning you a bunch of different prizes, which you'll see in this playthrough. We try to win a bunch of prizes, and we do in fact win the grand prize, which you'll see later on. But it's nice to get that winning can and put it in our inventory.
Nozomi.
Ryo, have things settled down for you any?
Yeah.
If there's anything I can do, be sure to let me know.
Yeah. Did you happen to see a black car that day?
A black car?
Yeah, it wasn't the kind of car usually seen around here.
You know, a car like that splashed mud on me when it sped past.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see who was in the car?
No, I didn't. It was too fast. But I heard a rumor that Tom had an argument with the people in the car.
Do you mean Tom at the hot dog truck?
Yeah. Why are you asking about that car?
No reason. See you later.
Ryo,
Hmm?
cheer up, will ya?
Yeah. See you.
Alright, see, we talked to Nozomi. We got another note in our notepad. Let's open it up. Tom at the hot dog truck had words with the men in the black car, but we remember Tom was reticent to give us information earlier. What's that all about? Let's speed on over to Tom and interrogate him.
Tom,
Hey, Ryo!
tell me about those men in the black car.
What?
Nozomi told me you had words with the guys driving the black car.
Nozomi's a snitch.
No, I don't remember.
They might have been the ones who murdered my father.
Your father?
Please try to think.
Right, man, I'll try.
Those guys in the black car, what were they like?
I saw a guy wearing this weird coat.
What kind of coat?
It was a deep green, maybe velvet or silk, like something Chinese.
That's Landi. What happened?
They almost hit one of my customers, so I gave them a piece of my mind. But that man, he gave me this glare. I ain't never seen such a cold stare, man.
Do you remember anything else?
Nope. Try asking Chinese people about Chinese.
Do you know any Chinese?
Sorry, man. But see that travel agency over there? They get some Chinese customers. I'll ask around for you too, man. Come by later.
Sure.
So now we get another note. Tom saw Landi, had words with them, noticed that one of them was wearing a Chinese-looking outfit. And Tom suggested that we talk to some Chinese people to see if they know anything about it. Here's the neighborhood drunk. We just ran right by him. I love that guy. You'll see him in a later playthrough. There's a little bit of some fun stuff we can do with the drunk people in the town. Alright, so we found out some information in Dobuita. We've at least got a lead. And now it's getting a little bit late. We know that Inai-san, the Hazuki family housekeeper, doesn't like when Ryo stays out too late. It makes her worry. So let's just get home and check in so that she doesn't have to worry. We don't want to put her through anything else. And we'll go to bed and wake up the next day.
Ryo-san, you're home.
Oh, hi, Ine-san.
I was worried because it was getting late.
Don't worry. I'll always be home by 11 o'clock.
I do not wish to nag you, but...
Yes, I understand.
Okay, before we go to bed, I just want to pick up this orange real quick. And now that that's done, we can head to bed.
If I don't sleep soon.
If I don't sleep soon. Now, if we get into Ryo's room, I'm going to show you that there is also a training element to the sleep cycle here. You can select training when you enter your room and start to go to bed, and you can choose which types of moves you want to train. And this is just going to sort of level up Ryo's proficiency slightly, very slightly, as he goes to bed and then wakes up in the morning. So most of the time I pick all moves equally because I think it's just sort of some free experience, especially for those moves that you're not going to practice a lot, like throws. Throws are a little bit difficult to practice just in a park. But that's one way to just sort of level up your abilities a little bit more. Okay, so it's the next day, and we open up our notebook, and we see we've got the same notes from before. We're just going to want to go around Dobuita and search for Chinese people or ask Chinese people if they know anything about the black car that fled the scene.
I should be grateful.
Before we do that, we're going to quickly go to the dojo here and see another short cinematic. We'll enjoy this, and then we'll get back to the gameplay.
Fuku-san. Practicing the move named Pit Blow.
For my first 3 years here, Sensei had me practice only the basics.
One must know the fundamentals to reveal the essence, as my father used to say.
Yes, but Sensei is no longer here to teach me. He's gone, and I still have so many bad habits. Say, Ryo-san! Would you mind showing me the right way to do it?
Sure, why not?
Okay, I'll go first. Take a look at my form, and let me know what's wrong. As I take one step forward, I tense my arm, then strike. Ouch! Oh,
Fukusan,
I'm okay. Ryo-san, can you show me how to do it right?
sure, but I'm not as good as father was.
So now we're trying to learn the move Pit Blow. And as you can see, the game doesn't really give you a obvious prompt
That
like
looks
hit
good.
forward and A button on the
next part's
controller.
important.
And again, I think
One
that's
continuous
part
motion.
of the realism of Shenmue.
As you step
Instead
forward,
of
strike.
telling you to just press buttons on a controller, they say,
I'm
you
not
know,
as good
shift
as
your way
father
forward
was.
and then strike. And you know it's a punching move because we saw Fukusan trying it. Since it's a punching move and the button mapping in Shenmue is punches and kicks, we know to press the punch button.
That was great! Your technique is so much better than mine. Completely different from mine.
My father and I trained for a long time.
Sensei always told me that this was the most important basic technique. So, would you like to practice some more?
And so practicing our moves levels
Sure.
them up as we
This
saw
is a good
in
time to
the
practice.
first part of this playthrough, and turns you from
Okay.
someone who's learning the
Let's
move
keep
to someone
going.
who's proficient in the move or mastered the move, and that helps you be a better fighter in the free battles in Shenmue.
So, would you like to practice some more?
No, that's enough.
Really? Well, if you ever feel like sparring, just ask. I'll be here.
Thanks, Fukusan.
So that tells us that Fukusan's going to be in the dojo often, practicing, and if we want, every day we can come in and spar with him, which is going to level up our moveset. So this is our inventory, and we can just see all the different things that we can look at. Moves, pictures, watch, notebook.
Looks like a hand move.
And these are the scrolls that we picked up in the house earlier in playthrough 1, and by opening up these scrolls we can master the moves that are on them. Now, as Twin Blades, that's a hand attack, and this is a... next one,
appears to
Shadow
be a leg
Reaper,
move.
is a leg move. Now that we've learned those go into our move set here, our move scroll, and we can go through and we can see which buttons to press to make them happen, and we can practice them in the dojo or in designated practice areas like parks, and level those up.
Fukusan,
What?
I think those men were Chinese.
Are you searching for those men?
Yeah. Who do you think I should ask?
How about the owner of Ajiichi?
The owner of Ajiichi. If you think of anything, tell me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked to Fukusan about who we should ask, if he knows any Chinese people that we should ask. He gives us a
What
tip
could
that we
this
should ask
be?
Ajiichi, which is a Chinese restaurant down in Dobuita. So if we explore the dojo here, we see a couple of things. You wouldn't really see these this early in the game unless you were very inquisitive and decided to randomly pick up these objects in the dojo. Later in the game, if you haven't done this, you do get a prompt just by asking around that you should explore the dojo more, or you should do this or that, and that sort of leads you to this box and those scrolls that are hanging. But you'll remember we got this mysterious key from Ryo's dad's desk in the office in our first playthrough. And it opens this box here in the dojo, which contains
This sword.
a sword.
It has...
So now we've got a sword, and we're going to use this to kill Lan Di. No, kidding. You'll notice that when we pulled down the scroll, there was a slot, and obviously this sword is going to fit into that.
Why is that here? What's this slot for?
Look at that katana. Dang, is that a katana? I'm not sure.
Okay. There's nothing unusual about this.
Yeah, there's nothing unusual about this. This sword that we just stabbed into the dojo wall for some reason. Like this is Resident Evil 1. Okay, so we've got some notes. We've stabbed a sword into a wall. And now it's time to go back to Dobuita and continue our search for the people who murdered Ryo's dad and fled in the big black car. We know that they're Chinese, and that's all we know at this point.
Get ready, Yasuo! Okay, Gota! Oops! Ah! Yo, watch out! I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, but be careful when playing in the road.
Okay. Wait up, Yasuo! Wait for me!
So that was a quick, easy introduction to the QuickTime event. All you had to do is press A. And you succeeded. I will stop by the kitten real quick. Say hello to the cat. Like I said in the first episode of this playthrough, this kitten has an entire story arc.
Good kitty.
And taking care of this cat and helping this cat get back to health actually triggers quite a few events that you will otherwise miss in this game if you don't sort of try to help this cat regain its health and get back to a happy life. Now these are a couple more of the Gashapon machines. Here we got Virtua Fighter and Sonic characters. And there's a handful of these machines here in Yamanose. There's two in Dobuita. And there's a couple of them at the harbor, which we get to later on in Shenmue. And collecting these, there's no real reason to do it. In fact, it sort of just wastes your money, but it's kind of a fun thing, and see if you can collect all of them in the series. And later in Shenmue 2, if you have carried over your save file, you actually retain these in your Shenmue 2 playthrough.
I should get another.
So that's kind of neat, but yeah, it's
nah, not
just,
today.
Just a strange little diversion.
I love these. Maybe just one.
Maybe just 100.
Oh,
Oh, that's unimpressive.
I should try again. Huh? I should try again. I'll pass.
Okay, so here we are in Dobuita. We're back on task, trying to find the people who murdered Rio's dad and fled in a black car, get some more information on them, and maybe see if anybody has seen them or saw where they fled to. As Rio's still doggedly pursuing his father's murderer. And we're going to just run around Dobuita. We're going to ask a few people. I will cut out a lot of the extraneous exploration, and we'll just get to the main scenario here. But first, we're going to see a little cinematic, and our first scene where Rio shows how tough he is.
Hey, wait a minute! Hey, Hazuki, you think you can bump into me and not even apologize?
Yeah, jerk. Apologize to Enoki-san.
Or maybe I'll just beat an apology out of you.
I don't have time for this. Get lost.
That's it, your history!
Yeah!
That's it!
I love this hilarious little kick.
Damn, you're
I mean, that's
pretty
brutal.
tough.
That's brutal. Who wants to get gently kicked in the side of the head, right?
I don't have time to play your little games.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You don't mess with me again. Got it?
See, that line's funny because these exact two guys mess with Rio 2 more times, and it seems like they're always trying to mess with him.
Hey, are you okay? Can you get up?
Okay, so Rio's taking care of Enoki, and we'll see them again plenty of times in this game. Have a little chat with Nozomi quickly.
Nozomi.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Have you heard any new information?
The men who argued with Tom were from China.
China? Did they have anything to do with what happened to your father?
Yeah, so I want to try and get some information from some Chinese people around here. Who do you think I should ask?
Let me think. How about Ajiichi? Across from Hattori Sporting Goods.
Good idea. See you later.
Great idea, Nozomi. So we get another note, and it's basically just going to tell us to go to Ajiichi, which is also what Fukusan told us to do, but Nozomi's note gives us a greater
Yoshida-san.
location here. It says go across from the sporting goods store.
Who would be the best person in town to ask about people from China?
From China? Maybe the owner of Ajiichi.
I see. About...
Maybe that...
I see.
Before we go to Ajiichi and start to look for some Chinese people to ask if they've seen anyone from China, we're going to go into the tomato convenience store. I love this theme song. I love the things you can buy here. I love playing the raffle game, so let's do that. So you can buy batteries for your flashlight, you can buy batteries for your tape player. You can buy candles to light and put at your dojo. You'll see there's a part of this game where you need candles or matches or a lighter or a flashlight or a light bulb. That's much later in the game. But you can buy all that stuff here at the convenience store. And let's also just enjoy this wonderful song, right? This girl at the convenience store has the best outfit in Shenmue. She's got this great little dress, her nice fluffy blue sweater. I love it so much. She's got the greatest style.
Come again, yo.
These are some tapes that you can get. These are songs from in the game, and you can play those in your cassette player and listen to them anytime you want. And at different times in the game, different stores are selling different tapes, so you kind of have to visit all the stores at different times and buy them all if you want to. There's, what is that? That's like a copy machine. We've got some food here. A lot of this food we can buy and feed to the cat, and as we try to nurse the cat back to good health. And here's some magazines. You've got Pooh magazine. We're not gonna think too much about that one. And buying certain items in this store lets you play the Tomato Convenience Raffle game, which, as I said earlier, gives you a chance to win some prizes that you can't really get otherwise in this game, like special Gashapon toys or a tape player that sits in Ryo's bedroom, or Sega Saturn games, which for me is like the ultimate prize, because then you can play the Saturn games on your Sega Saturn at home in the Ryozuki's house, which is great.
Come again, yo.
But we're going to save the raffle for another time, and we're going to get back to Dobuita and start asking around to see if there's anywhere else we can talk to Chinese people besides Ajiichi. And there are, but we'll see if we can find any prompts from the town people.
Do you have a minute?
Sorry, but I don't talk to strangers. Ask someone else around here, will you?
Alright, so this is the sporting goods store. You can tell because this guy's randomly practicing golf outside of it. And there's signs of Super Goal Soccer and table tennis.
What can I get for you, Ryo?
Do you have time now, Hattori-san?
What is it?
Who'd be the best person around here to ask about people from China?
Chinese people, eh? Well, you see that place across the way? The Ajiichi.
Literally right behind you, Ryo.
There are Chinese people there. Like the owner?
You mean Tao-san and all. Do you know anyone else?
Besides them? Nah. None that I can think of.
I see.
Alright, so this is Ajiichi, who Fukusan, Nozomi, the lady at the market, and the sporting goods store guy that we just talked to. And I think Minako from Tomato Convenience all told us to come to this restaurant and talk to Chinese people. So we'll do that now and hopefully get on to our next lead here.
Tao-san,
Yes?
are there any other Chinese people around here?
Why do you want to know about other Chinese?
Nothing, really.
Is it something to do with what happened to your father?
Yes.
Oh no.
Not all Chinese people are bad.
I understand that, but the only clue I have is that they were Chinese. Please, is there anything you could tell me?
You say Chinese people around here? But there's quite a lot of them compared to before. We don't really know the newcomers.
I see.
Why don't you tell him about the 3 blades?
Oh, the 3 blades.
3 blades? What are the 3 blades?
It literally refers to 3 different blades that represent 3 different trades.
The barber, the tailor, and the cook. They all use bladed tools. The barber uses a razor. The tailor uses scissors. And the cook uses knives.
Ah, I get it.
Most of the Chinese who came to Japan were one of the 3. It doesn't cost much to set up, so you can start the business quickly. People of the 3 blades also know each other very well. It's a good idea to ask them if you're looking for information on people from China.
Who are some of the 3 blade people around here?
For the barber, visit Maeda-san. For the tailor, see Itoi-san, who's making patches now. For the cook, go and ask Mampukuken Ramen. The 3 blade people should know about other Chinese people as well.
Oh, there's also another barber shop, the Liu Barber and Hair Salon. But Liu-san's father is in the hospital now. His family's having a hard time. The shop's been closed recently.
So, I should go and speak with Maeda-san, Itoi-san, and Mampukuken Ramen, right?
Yes.
I see. Thank you very much.
Okay, so talking to them gave us our next note and our next lead in the search for the people who murdered Rio's dad, and that is to talk to more Chinese people who tend to be practitioners of the 3 blades, which is barbers, tailors, and chefs. Okay, now as we're in Dobuita, sort of looking for some more Chinese people that we can ask about Landi, I just want to talk a little bit about the NPCs in this game. As you can see, there's lots of people all going about their daily lives in Dobuita and Yamanose and the greater areas of Shenmue. And this was pretty groundbreaking for the time. This was pretty unusual that a game would have all of these NPCs living out their lives and sort of going around on their own set schedules and going to run their errands, and then, you know, having a home that they go to at the end of the day, or work that they go to during the day. And this was all pretty interesting and just further fleshed out the sort of realism of this world. You know, even if, granted, a lot of these NPCs aren't totally fleshed out characters, and they are sort of, many of them are sort of canned characters that are just
want to check out something?
That don't really have
Just
a role, and they just
between
sort of
you
tell
and
Rio
me,
that they can't talk
I
right
got
now,
me a pair of
or that they're in a
very rare
hurry.
jeans.
It was still pretty interesting
No
to see at
thanks.
the time
Maybe
that
next time.
you know, they had built this sort of neighborhood, and that it was probably the closest thing to a living world that we had in a video game at the time.
Tom,
Hi, Rio.
did you come up with anything about people from China?
Nothing.
Really?
Oh, the infamous voice line that gets dunked on a lot with Shenmue.
Yes.
Itoi-san, do you know about the 3 blades?
Who told you about that, son?
I heard it from Tao-san.
I see.
That's why I'm looking for Chinese people that are members of the 3 blades.
In that case, I suppose you could ask Liu-san.
Liu-san?
That's right, over at the barber's.
I see. But Itoi-san, how do you know about the 3 blades?
Years ago, I was Chinese. Now, I'm a naturalized Japanese. In China, my name was Su Jianen.
Is that so? Thank you. See you. Excuse me.
Hi. What can I get you?
Gomina-san, do you know where Diu Barber and Hair Salon is?
Liu Barber and Hair Salon? Not Maeda Barber Shop?
That's right.
I don't think I know the place.
I see.
Okay, we're gonna keep looking for Liu Barber and see if we can find it. This is a different barbershop. This is Maeda, and they give us our next sort of clue as to where we should be headed.
Excuse me.
Hi.
Do you have a minute?
Sure. What is it?
Which way is Diu Barber and Hair Salon?
It's down the way past the hamburger place.
Down past Funny Bear Burgers, right? I see. Thank you.
I'm gonna visit Funny Bear Burger real quick and look at an NPC that looks exactly like Jack Nicholson as the Joker without his makeup in the Tim
Hi, what can I get
Batman
for you?
movie.
What would you like today?
Can you tell me how to get to Diu Barber and Hair Salon?
It's at the end of Dobuita Street.
At the end?
It's across from Tsukushi Apartments.
Thanks.
Skipping ahead a little bit, we're still exploring Dobuita, and I'll just show you this graffiti real quick. This graffiti says Berkeley on the wall, and that's sort of an Easter egg because when Shenmue was in early stages of development, it was codenamed Project Berkeley. So we see that graffiti there, and we see it down here.
Ain't got time for
in
punk
front of
kids.
the bar
Get
that we're going to
outta
visit later
here.
on. We can't visit the bar now. This guy thinks we're a punk and tells us to get the hell out. So we're going to get the hell out. So we're still looking for Liu Barber. During my playthrough, which you're seeing now, which was recorded before this voiceover, I had forgotten where Liu Barber was, so I kind of roamed around looking for it for a lot longer than normally you would. So I'm gonna skip ahead and get us to Liu Barber. But that experience gives me a perfect sort of segue into something I can talk about with Shenmue, which is
yes?
a lot of people say
What
that
is
Shenmue
it?
is nothing but like running
Can
around
you
this
tell me
town
the
and
way to
asking
Diu
people
Barber
the
and
same
Hair
questions
Salon?
and getting the same answers.
Liu?
And that tends to be kind of
Never
true,
heard
but
of it.
really that's
The one I
only
know
if
is
you don't know
across
where
the
you're going,
street
or
from
you're
the
not listening to the
arcade.
notes, or you
It's
don't take
called
the time to look
Maeda
at the
Barber
map,
Shop, I believe.
which is sort of
I see.
displayed on these
I'll
boards
see you
throughout the
later.
town. Like if you look at the map in this town, you'll instantly see where Liu Barber is, and because that's where you're supposed to go next, according to your notebook, you can just run directly there. You don't have to run around the town asking, "Where's Liu Barber? Where's Liu Barber?" But that tends to be what happens because you don't have just a map that you can pull out and look at in Shenmue. And that's part of the realism, I think, again. They didn't want to just give you a like press M to open your map, right? But if you look at the maps, you find out where you're supposed to go. And I do that pretty soon and figure out where Liu Barber is in this playthrough. But before that, we're gonna run into this park, and we have this little cinematic with Yamagishi-san, who we talked to earlier, and whose sort of character gets developed a little bit more here when we go to the park. So let's just enjoy that, and then we'll get back to looking for the barbershop.
Yamaguchi-san,
Oh, Ryo.
what are you doing here?
I was having a drink with your father.
With my father?
Well, you may not believe it, but I've been training in Kobujutsu for many years. I used to spar with your father. After our workouts, we always drank sake together. By the way, have you ever learned this move?
Huh?
Watch.
So again, a character is going to teach Ryo a move right now, and again, it's going to be explained in real-world terms, not sort of like press forward in A. More sort of realistic vocal lines.
Yamaguchi-san, what move is that?
It's an ancient technique that I once taught to Iwao.
To my father.
Martial arts masters often exchange techniques, just as your father and I did. We were very good friends. It must be fate that you came here. I want to teach you this move. How about it?
Please teach me.
Well, there's no time like the present. I'll teach you right here, right now. It's a move from Kobujutsu called Double Blow. I'll show you the footwork first, so watch carefully. Take one step forward and build up your energy, then strike with your arms and legs at the same time. This is the double blow. Now you try. First, quickly shift your weight forward. Good. That's the way. Then as you move forward, you extend your arms and legs as you strike with your palms. Now, try it again. Well, excellent. You have managed to learn it rather quickly, I see.
Thank you.
The double blow was developed during the 16th century. It's a very powerful technique, and if done properly, the blow can be felt even through armor. Do you want to practice some more to make sure you've mastered it?
So now we're going to take the opportunity to just practice this move that we just learned,
Yes.
so that we can
Please.
level up the mastery of it and get better at it.
Good.
I always just try to take the
Training
opportunities I can
always
to level up
pays
moves
off.
when I can.
Let us continue.
Because I think it's helpful, especially later in the game, when we get to that 70-person battle that you're going to see at one of the last chapters of this playthrough.
Well, if you're not happy with your form, why not practice a bit more?
No, I think I've got it.
I see. Well, I'm not getting any younger. I'm glad that I could teach you while I'm still able. You're still very young. Work hard, and you will surpass even your father.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Someday, I'd like us to drink sake together.
Me too.
I look forward to that day.
And again, we get to hear that wonderful little tune that announces the coming of nighttime in Shenmue.
Excuse me.
Oh, no, no, no.
I just can't now. I'm not in the mood to talk now.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Alright, we're back looking for Liu Barber. And I found Liu Barber, but unfortunately,
it's closed.
Because Shenmue is the real world, it's closed. I've arrived too late and the barbershop is closed, so we'll have to come back in the morning. Alright, so we're running home, trying to get home before it's too late and Ina-san gets worried. But before we do that, let's run back and just buy a couple of Sonic toys, shall we? See if we can get a good one.
I love these. Maybe just one.
Oh, it's the best one. It's the guy himself. It's Sonic.
I know this.
We got Sonic. We don't have to get any more now. We've got the best one, right?
I should try again. Nah, not today.
So one thing about these toys is you can open up your inventory and go to your collection at any time, and you can see all the toys that you've won. You can inspect them, you can zoom in and out. And a lot of them are quite charming with their sort of low polygon count. But yeah, I really enjoy them. They're great. Look at Bark. Bark's looking good. I think Bark's a polar bear, right? So we don't have too many. Don't worry, in this playthrough we'll buy a lot more little toys. That collection's gonna get pretty big. But yeah, I'll just run back to the house, we'll take a nap, and we'll skip ahead to the morning. Okay, it's the next morning. We're back on track. We're gonna look for Liu Barber and see if we can continue our quest to find the people who murdered Ryo's dad. First, we have to run through Yamanose. We gotta look at this cat for a little bit. It's a beautiful cat. Let's get on our way. And that's not it for the feline hijinks for today. We're gonna have to stop by Megumi at the shrine and see how our little kitten's doing. And today's the day, I believe, where we're gonna name the kitten. Bit of a cloudy day. That's again the sort of interesting dynamic weather of Shenmue. Some days it's cloudy, some days it's sunny. Some days it rains, and sometimes it rains for days on end.
Hi, Megumi.
Hiya, Dio. Dio, do you think the kitty going to get all better?
I'm sure she's going to be fine.
I think so too.
Have you named her yet?
Not yet. Do you have any ideas?
Let me see.
Okay, this is a big moment. We can pick the name for our cat. We're gonna pick Chibi in honor of Chibi Robo on Nintendo's GameCube.
How about Chibi?
Oh, I get it. After all, she's kinda small.
She is cute and small.
You think it'll be okay to call her Chibi even after she's all grown up?
Uh-huh.
Chibi.
Yeah, Chibi's a great name.
Are you cold? You're so cute.
She is so cute. You're not wrong, Ryo. Alright, it started to rain in Yamanose and Dobuita. We should have seen that coming, right? So as you can see, again, there's all kinds of NPCs going about their daily lives. There's dogs and cats roaming around. It's a beautiful polygonal dog. Off to do whatever that dog is doing. That guy's smarter than Rio. He's got an umbrella. But let's go back and let's make a phone call. This is another thing that sort of shows a little bit of the realism of the game. If you want, at any time, you can hop into a phone booth and make a phone call, and we're going to call Nozomi and see what Nozomi's up to.
Yes, hello?
Hello, it's Ryo Hazuki.
Oh, yes. What is it?
Is Nozomi there?
No, she hasn't come home yet.
I see.
Should I have her call you when she gets home?
No, thank you.
All right, if you're sure.
Yes, sorry to bother you.
Don't mention it.
I really like her voice. She's great. That's Nozomi's grandmother. And Nozomi's out. She's probably working at the flower shop. So let's head to Dobuita. Let's finally get to Liu Barber and start asking the Chinese owners of Liu Barber if they know anything about the Chinese people that fled the scene of Rio's murder. Rio's dad's murder. Whoa.
You-san.
Hello.
Welcome.
How would you like your hair today?
I'm not here for a haircut. I came to ask about people from China.
And you are?
I'm Ryo Hazuki, of the Hazuki Dojo in Yamanose.
Hazuki-san?
Darling, you saw it in the paper on that snowy day.
Ah. I understand you've gone through a lot.
I'm looking for a Chinese man who goes by the name Lan Di. Tao-san and the others of the Three Blades said that perhaps you'd know.
So, Tao-san referred you to us.
Well, I'm a second-generation Chinese, so I don't think I can be of much help.
Maybe they meant your father.
Oh, I see.
He is...
My father's 80 years old. He owned a shop in Yokohama from before the war. Maybe he knows.
He's been in hospital for the flu and was just discharged yesterday.
He's been through a lot, so we've kept it closed for a while.
Is he all right?
Oh, he's much better now.
Perhaps he's exercising in Suzume Park.
Suzume Park?
He walks once around Dobuita and eats at the soba restaurant every day.
Thank you very much. I'll try there.
Okay, we found some information from Liu Barber. We can check our notebook. So the people at Liu Barber tell us to talk to Liu Sr., who is hanging out in the park. So let's head down there and see what he has to say.
Are you Ryu-san?
Yes, I am. And you?
My name is Ryo Hazuki, from the Hazuki Dojo in Yamanose.
Ah, I've heard what happened to your father. My condolences. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a Chinese man who calls himself Lan Di. Three Blades members like Aji Ichi's Tao-san suggested that perhaps you might know.
Ah, you know of the Three Blades.
I know it refers to the three professions, barbers, cooks, and tailors.
That it does. Did you know that the proud elite of these professions were also imperial bodyguards, protecting emperors from assassinations with their razors, knives, and scissors.
About Lan Di?
I gather by his name that he is most likely a member of a Chinese black market cartel, or perhaps even the Chinese mafia.
Would they be here in Yokosuka?
They have developed a base in the harbor to bypass customs and expand their activities. Try asking some of the sailors in the vicinity. They're bound to know more.
Sailors? I'll look for some. Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Okay, a new note in our notebook, and it tells us to look for sailors. Yes, it's the infamous Ryo Hazuki looking for sailors meme. And yeah, it's true, we've got to look for sailors. And one thing about this notebook that's interesting, see all these blank spaces we have here? These are potential notes that we haven't found, and you might find these by talking to certain people, and those will fill in the notes there, but a lot of times they're not necessary. You find different notes from different people, and that sort of puts you on the right path. You don't need to find every note in the game.
Well, they sure don't.
But it is
come in
neat to
here.
fill out your notebook, I guess.
I guess that they probably hang out in bars.
Yeah, probably. Hey, sorry to bother you at work.
It's no bother. But Ryo, don't do anything crazy.
I won't. See ya.
So we start to see that Nozomi's worried about Ryo. I mean, we've sort of known that, and she tells him not to do anything crazy, but she also gives us the good information that sailors most likely hang out at bars. So we're going to try to look for some bars in Dobuita and see if we can find some sailors hanging out there. Now, there are a few bars here. There's
not open yet.
MJQ Jazz Club, there's Bar Yokosuka, there's Heartbeats. And we can go into all of these and talk to the people that are there. We can talk to the people that run the places and see if we can get more information on sailors or where we might find sailors.
Ono-san.
Hey, Ryo!
Do you know any place where sailors might hang out around here?
Sailors? There should be a lot of them in the bars around here at night.
Bars. Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, everybody's telling us to come back at nighttime or go to the bars to look for sailors. But the bars don't open till nighttime, so we're sort of at that point where we're going to have to find something to do to pass the time until nighttime. Now, I've got a couple of ideas. We can go to the arcade, we can go to the convenience store and try the raffle, we could just look at random NPCs and make them say funny voice lines, or we could go practice our moves. There's a lot you can do in Shenmue to fill the time in between the story events, and the game sort of lets you pick what you want to do, how you want to play, which I think is great, and at the time was certainly interesting. But we're going to get to all that in the next part of our playthrough. I hope you've enjoyed our Shenmue playthrough, part 2. If you have, why not subscribe and leave us a like? And let me know in the comments what you enjoy about this playthrough, what you enjoy about Shenmue. And if you'd like me to change anything, speed it up, slow down, talk less, talk more, let me know about that in the comments too, because I would love to put out the best video I can for you all, and this is sort of an ongoing process. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope we'll see you in the next episode.
Really?